All right. Okay. Huh. Okay, that's why. Because when I first set this thing live, I actually didn't plug this guy in, and then during the waiting room time, I actually did plug it in, and I thought it was just gonna be okay. All right, we're good. All right, but yeah, remember when Gabe was gonna say game fake in the waiting room? Yeah, I pretty much just intercepted that. So Gabe, you're gonna have to wait. What was it like 3 minutes before you go in? And you got removed as a mod for the time being. Don't worry, you'll be back next time as a mod. All right, so it's a good thing now I have an idea of like how to fix things. So even if things just go wrong, it's like, oh, give me a second. All right, so let's just get started. So hey guys, how's it going? My name is Justin, and you are watching 173 of DangIT Podcast. It's just me, kind of the usual nowadays. Although I was trying to recruit someone to be just kind of a guest, but that didn't really work out. People doing their schedules and whatnot. Mark is saying, "How have you been doing?" I'm doing okay. Yeah, people were. Let's do some shout outs here. People who called first. Siberian's always there first, and then proceeds to never show up. Don't worry, he'll come back. And then Andy's here. Steven was here. Midnight, somewhere. Joshua's somewhere. Gabe was here. Master Ann's here. Mark is here. And yeah. So I just want to actually just get started with doing the new fill in the blank. Well, actually, maybe not get started, but at least put out the new phrase that I got going right here. So for those who are not familiar or were here for the last podcast, we decided to do a little new thing in which we'd play a game called Fill in the Blank, which involved us, me putting in a phrase and you guys filling in the most outrageous thing you guys put in there that's positive, by the way, or at least not so depressing. So right now I'm just going to type it out right now. So how's everyone doing in the chat since the last time we did the stream? I feel that the last fill in the blank was actually well received, so I'm glad that I decided to implement that, and I'm going to add that to more of these streams. So, where was I? Oh, yes. Maybe they should make the blanks a little bit longer. There we go. Okay, ooh. Oh boy. That doesn't even fill up the... That goes beyond the screen, actually. Give me a second, guys. I wanted to make sure this guy is viewable. Okay. Maybe down to here. Maybe downsize it to that much. Okay. See if you guys can read this. Yeah, there it is. Alright, so the fill in the blank for this episode is... If I had $600,000 to my name and I passed away, I most certainly would not give that money to blank 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 because blank blank blank. Also, I think it did auto capping, which I'll fix that in a little bit. All right, Mark's already got something. He said Steven and tacos. If I had $600,000 to my name and I passed away, I most certainly would not give it to Steven because tacos. That's a pretty good answer. All right. Mark just sent the benchmark. that was not intentional, I swear. Okay. What are things I wanted to talk about in this podcast episode aside from things that are happening today? So, I'm not sure if you guys have noticed, but just based on what you guys could hear from the mouse and the keyboard, I actually got some new stuff here. The keyboard here is relatively new. This is actually something that comes with my desktop computer. I just never really used it. I used a different keyboard from my previous computer because that was still working. And I also have this wireless mouse, which is actually really, really silent. I'm not sure if you guys can pick up the noise difference, but let me give you guys a demonstration. So can pull this out too, if I can. I don't really have a proper storage unit for these guys. Yeah. But yeah, so here's the old keyboard. It's so-and-so, but I just want something a little bit more compact like that one down there. And here's the old mouse. It's still really good. It's just that it's really loud. So here's the noise difference. Here's left click. Here's left click. That's a wireless silence one. Scrolling on this guy versus scrolling on the silent one. This makes a little bit of noise, but yeah. What else is there? Oh yeah, right click versus silent right click. So yeah, this thing's really silent. So yeah, I'm happy about it. Mainly because of the fact that it's also cordless. That's really nice. Myself, you. That seems to be Andy's request or response. If I had $600,000 to my name, and I passed away, I most certainly would not give that money to myself because you. That's an alright one. Discussion on episode 24, My Hero Soon. Right, I still need to work on that. Okay, thank you, Mark. I'm glad that there's someone who actually anticipates these every single time. Also, nothing I've forgotten to turn on is this light right here, which just kind of balances things out. Let me just push that a little bit to the side there. There we go. Now everything just seems much better. Midnight Force has a suggestion here for the fill in the blank. If I had $600,000 in my name and I had passed away, I most certainly would not give that money to my dog because gambling. That's a good one. That's a good one too. All right. Let me actually put these guys down because I think I said I would. So, let's see. Mark's answers with, let's see, Steven Tacos. Tacos. And then, what was it? Andy goes with myself and you. Myself. You. Midnight goes for dog and gambling. That might be the outrageous one. The best part about this is just like what it suggests, what it implies. We answered this and this. So, this is the beauty of it. I was really thinking about what I wanted to do with this fill in the blank. I had one, and it actually ties in with an idea I had for a book. So I want to withhold that. You know, this might be the second time I've ever had like this feeling of for a book, just some kind of idea that I would want for a book. The first one I had in mind was to pretty much make magic synonymous with oaths, like promises or beliefs and whatnot, and how they just tie into each other. And the next thing I had in mind was the idea of like someone died and then went to heaven, and you know this person just kind of goes through the whole process of like what God Himself goes through as someone who very scarcely intervenes with humanity and stuff like that, and then the goal of the story would be how this main character would want to go back. What does he have to do? And stuff like that. And, well, I mean, it doesn't sound really impressive when I just speak it out loud, but definitely when I was thinking about it, I definitely had ideas of how I wanted to make or twist up this, like, adventure journey that the character goes through in heaven, and also tie things with hell and everything like that. But yeah, it looks like Master has something here too. If I had $600,000 to my name and I passed away, I most certainly would not give that money to anyone because I had the money burned with my corpse in a Viking funeral. Okay, I'll oh, wrong app. Let me update one. put you down for that one. Master Hand says anyone. Burned it if I can. Burned it with myself. You know, Viking funeral. Hey, sometimes you just want to keep things to yourself, and I totally get that. All right, what did I else I wanted to say? Discussions. Not that one. Podcast topics again. All right. So I have this one in mind. So I don't know if you guys have noticed. Excuse me. Oh, or at least I don't think you guys have really realized this because we don't really put too much emphasis on it. But I have been doing streams on Twitch like almost every day, like Monday through Friday, Monday through Thursday, whatever. And the most recent one was part of my playthrough of Breath of the Wild Master Mode. And what I ended up doing was break my Mega Man headphones. They don't look broken right now, but this side right here, the extendable here, pretty much just to simulate it, is just right here. I'll stretch in this thing like this, and then this snapped. And so, I mean, it still works. Like right here, it's just that like it snapped, and then the cord became exposed. The insulation was exposed as well, but it still works. You can see like the light coming out of it. I don't know if you guys see it. Boop, boop. But yeah, it still functions really well, and I have to thank my dad for patching this up. The only downside is like you can't really extend it. You can't really pull it from here. You have to pull it from here. So that's the downside of it. But yeah, speaking of games, actually, Cuphead came out yesterday, and we've all been really, really excited for it. I'm sure a lot of people have been really excited for it, and it's now out now, and I'm one of those people who are really excited for it, and I would love to show it off. However, whether it be me doing it on Twitch and whatnot, I can see how sweaty I am for some reason, and doing it on Twitch and also doing it on DangIT Productions for DangIT Plays. I'm thinking of just doing both. One just me on single player, and that'd just be Twitch, and then something we do pre-recorded for DangIT Plays as 2-player co-op. I think that'd be really cool. But yeah, and now I think everything just kind of works perfectly with all these segues. So going into DangIT Plays, I have spent a few days just trying to come up with a logo for DangIT Plays, and I have been not so successful in trying to find the best thing. So just to kind of briefly go over like my process of this, I want to implement some kind of background or like the logo as a controller, and then just overlay DangIT Plays somewhere. And I found that looks really dumb when you just put it like that. So what I had in mind was, if not that, then I'll just do kind of like a weird ass like overlay or like a screen size art for it, and it would just show DangIT Plays as like an 8-bit logo, followed by with the background just being like a whole bunch of games and characters like all meshed together. And on the bottom right would be, is this bottom right? Yeah, and the bottom right would be it would be some kind of face cam, and then you just have like an empty persona, which would probably be me or someone else, and just have that as the channel art. But I'm still really working on it because I was initially going to just trash my controller layout. It was actually really simple. I just made it out of a whole bunch of shapes right now, and it's pretty simple. Should I show it? Maybe. Yeah, maybe I can show a little bit of what I had in mind. Although I'm still working the kinks out of it. So I'll just bring it over here and then show it for the web. But yeah, this is what I had in mind. The control on the bottom right is what I ended up coming up with, and DangIT Plays 8-bit, and then the face cam's on the bottom left, it would seem, and then this is like an entire screen for the background for things to happen. But yeah, that's pretty much what I had in mind. Let's see, is anyone submit anything else for the fill in the blank? looks like we have Andy is submitting another one. We'll see. Okay. Oh, Aisha's back from the museum. That everyone didn't come out alive. Oh, actually, Andy's kind of making his own, I guess. If I had $1 to my name and I passed away, I most certainly would not give that money to the bank because screw the bank. Also, that percentage. That percentage that'd be taken out. Let's see. I guess Aisha will submit this one. If I had money in my name, and I'd probably make a weird. Okay, since you don't follow the display, you won't really be added to the listing. But hey, it's still something that I can read here. Oh, excuse me. I'd probably make a weird, well thought out scavenger hunt, and when they get to the end, shall be a small box with the words "Thou shalt be poor." That's so mess, dude. Why would you do that? Okay, so Mark has an idea for making the logo. Yeah, sure, go ahead, and I'll provide some feedback on it. Just, I guess, yeah, just, yeah, send it as a direct message on Discord, and I'll look into that. Aisha says, BRB, because I have to meet my sis. Oh, okay, so it's like an idea. And it reminds me of when David was talking about how his sister came back from uni, and they spent like a weekend together catching up on things, and she promptly went back. And I never really thought about what it'd be like if I, went out of state to go to college, or if like my brother would, because we were always so local. So it was really nice with that. I just kind of wonder what it would be like if I had to go that far away. I mean, I don't really have much experience just living on my own or living far away from my parents for a good amount of time. The longest I've been away was 3.5 weeks, and that was just for like one mini summer thing that I was doing for one of my classes when I was transitioning from freshman to sophomore in college. So yeah, that was the only time I was ever separated. So I'm not sure if that's like particular in Eyeshadow's case, but yeah, I just wanted to say that. Okay, now Andy's like, here we go. If I had $600,000 to my name and I passed away, I most certainly would not give the money to my name because it wasn't my name. Okay. All right, my dude, but let me just add that. My name, not my name. But you have to put like your legal name on there. If it isn't your name, then it's like you're lying on legitimate paper, on documents that can fall into the wrong hands and things could get really ugly. But yeah, let's see. Mark says, I will and do you want me to try and lay out with a controller or more of an 8-bit to your name because it wasn't your name? I'm sorry, what? Right? But I don't know, because I have to really think about how I want to present this. With the whole like DangIT Podcast intro, I was going to play it again. I got to withhold from that. The DangIT Podcast intro is actually really simple and very effective. Discussions Dang was also very simple, very effective because it also emphasizes like what it's all about. It's just guys talking about something, guys and girls. Just saying that right there. But DangIT Plays is about us playing a video game, doing commentary on it, and it's kind of hard to make something that's uniquely yours, and I feel that Discussion DangIT and DangIT Podcast intros are distinctly ours, and I don't know how I did that. It just kind of worked. The DangIT Plays, it's a little harder because I had the idea, right, and like hear me out. The idea for that intro would be to have all these controllers just lined up just on a table and have something hidden underneath them, and then just like sweep the entire table. You hear like controls just like hitting the floor, like like clack 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 clack. When God, where are you from? And then you would see a controller sticker, which would be the logo, which I just like do some kind of weird animation with that. But yeah, just I had that in mind, but also I was thinking of having some kind of chime to it, some kind of like short music sting, as I think that's what they call it. That would be like the short, like 7-second song that'd be our intro that people would remember. And I mean, I'm looking at two particular things, right? Game Grumps being like one example, and then there's another one that I pretty much have talked about, at least I think once in a podcast or like an episode with David, which was like, I forget what they're called, Toy Media Gaming. But yeah, those are specifically animated intros with some music in the background, but yeah. Zane says, new podcast, who this? Yeah, you're a funny one. Master Hand. If I had $600 to my name and I passed away, I most certainly would not give that money to Crazy Hand because he's fucking crazy. And would you trust him with your money? So, given the fact that it's all about Master Hand's name, all right, I'll add it to your listing here. Just things to keep note of and see who wins. I realize that Gabe hasn't responded back. Poor guy. I haven't heard anything from him. Let's see. Crazy Hand, comma, Crazy Hand. Dunzo. Let's see. Wow, that was all the topics I had. My topics were the mouse and the keyboard setup, and then Cuphead, and then Mega Man, and then what was the last one? Oh yeah, that's from the chat. I gotta stop doing that. Just instinctively just going to the Facebook chat. Oh yeah, work on a logo for DangIT Plays, and that's pretty much all my topics. But yeah. Let's see. Justin, did you see my Discord link about Sword Art having a live action? No, I didn't. And if you want my opinions right now, it's probably gonna suck. I'm saying that right now. Although, if it's hard to defend the argument of animated shows being turned into live action because Hollywood's done, and even Japan has done, like, to be frank, a piss poor job at like really hitting that mark of ingenuity or calling back of the old classic of that show or whatever. Like, I mean, Hollywood has to put a twist on it. For example, the whole thing about like Avatar: The Last Airbender versus Last Airbender by that one dude, by that one dude that everyone dislikes. Oh, Shyamalan, yeah, something like that. The fact that you have to condense such a movie down to like an hour. Well, the fact that you have to condense an entire like book one to like an hour and a half like long movie. You have to cut out so many things and make it all coherent. Not to mention you have to worry about the cast. You also worry about the special effects if like the show requires that. It's so many things though to keep track of, and sadly they end up having to walk over those elements to work on other things or just make it the process easier for them. I don't know the actual process in Hollywood and how they do it. I just know if we even tried it, if DangIT Productions did something, we'd probably just make it into a parody. Like, we wouldn't even try to make it serious. And you know what? If there were parody movies, and there are parody movies, but if there was like more parody movies that just made fun of certain shows and whatnot, instead of being all serious, and, well, there's definitely comedies, but I don't think they directly do parodies on certain shows and whatnot. I think that'd just be more acceptable because it's kind of just an outcry of the fact that like, hey, we can't really do this. We can't really do this right. It's kind of like I've heard things about the Attack on Titan movie, but I'm pretty sure it's just like that too. But yeah, Mark's saying I'll do whatever I can logo wise, and I do know how to kind of do a controller swipe, but I don't know if I would be able to do it perfectly. No, that's totally fine. Just show me what you can do, and then we'll see if we'll use that or not. My favorite was made into a mockery in a garbage ass movie. You mean Dragon Ball Evolution? Joshua says, "Oh wow, I hate the Avatar: Last Airbender movie, but okay. I thought you were just saying like in general, but the TV show and Legend Core is my favorites to this day. Oh yeah, like when you look back on Avatar: The Last Airbender, the TV show, it's pretty freaking genius as far as like how they incorporate like childhood spirits of Aang, and also kind of collide it with the seriousness of being someone who is responsible for making the balance in the entire world of Avatar. It's actually really crazy." Mark's saying, "Don't mention that abomination." Ooh boy, I'm steaming. Fastners also say on the same side, like we don't mention that thing that never existed. I did though find something really hilarious. I don't know if I can find it again, but it was someone making loops of Goku apparently sliding his head across a car several times in order to dodge some guy's attacks. And it turns out it was all an edit. And I think he only did it like 1 or 2 times, but this guy just did it like 6 other times. And it was the funniest thing I've seen. Oh boy. I wish you could find that actually. Hold on, give me a second. Maybe if I can find it on YouTube. If I don't find it on YouTube, it's like, okay, it's whatever. Dragon Ball Evolution. I'm still upset that I wasn't able to play Dragon Ball Fighter Z. That looked super cool, and just seeing all the gameplay that's been recorded, people live streaming it, it's something else. Let's see if I can. Here's One versus the Bullies. I'm not sure if this is gonna be what it is. I'm just hoping that he does the slide back and forth like that guy did in the edit. Let's see. I don't think so. Yeah. Oh, right in the middle of the fight. Oh, give me a second. This guy is just like doing moves and whatnot. He's dodging people, and yeah, it just seems like kind of like some kind of karate-esque type of movie with all the choreography and whatnot. And also the fact that they have to incorporate Goku into like high school life and whatnot. At least that's what I get the impression of. A little slow motion of someone falling into the fountain. That's actually really interesting. As far as like incorporating like slow motion there specifically. Someone like throw a punch at someone's like windows and shattered it in slow motion. That was actually kind of cool. Oh, wait. Yeah, no. Yeah, they're not going to do it. But it was so funny when I saw it. At that point, you might as well hire Ryan Higa from Nika Higa to just do that. Whoa, Joshua, whoa, what's going on? Hold up. Let's see. Hold on. I'm just trying to see what's going on here. Yikes. Well, it's up to you guys to figure out like if someone's spamming or not. So it's all you guys. And if I have to step in, I will. But it looks like everything just got settled as it is. Pokemon Go just released Entei in America. That's cool. It's too bad that I'm just like so far away from all that I'd really care. I probably would if I was really playing Pokemon Go, but there's just like very little time for me to just do that. I have been playing. I have been playing Fire Emblem Heroes because I feel like the ability to actually like play it without spending money. So like the free to play, it's stronger there versus Pokemon Go. Even though you can do Pokemon Go free handed, it's just that you have to be near Pokemon stops at almost all times, and it needs to be pretty much highly populated. Back then, it was definitely back then it was that's what it was. It was highly populated, so people could really play it and like bounce off each other's ability to do free play. And that was a really cool idea, really cool thing. But because less people were playing it, it's just like it's your own solo adventure. You can't really rely on other people, and so you might end up spending more money on it. So yeah, with Fire Emblem Heroes, that's still a very popular thing. And whether you're in for it for the waifus or you're actually in it for like just having the overall Fire Emblem feeling, it's all you. I played for the Fire Emblem stuff, and I also like having all these different characters be part of my team. That's pretty much the whole point of it. Anyway, also the new updated icon for Mario Run on my phone. It's not just him just like looking at the phone and looking at the screen. It's him actually like winking with one eye, and it's like, eh. And I'm like, what is this? What is this game? Meanwhile, I still have Flappy Bird. You know what? Oh, Flappy Bird needs an update from iOS 11. Watch as I do the update, and it just like causes it to go in error, and then Flappy Bird just like uninstalls itself. But yeah, Zane saying Rocket League worth buying for $11.99? Yes, absolutely. Merrick's here saying memes. Who's David's favorite waifu in Sword Art? I think you mentioned in an episode, and though he might not have a favorite waifu at all in that godforsaken series, but if he had to pick anyone, he would probably pick Lisbeth, and he said that because she just felt like the most relatable character like throughout that, or at least, yeah, as far as someone's personality, she doesn't have like too many extremes. She seems like someone you'd totally meet in real life. You have that same like quirks as her, and everyone else is just kind of a trope. This is, and I'm trying to think if I had one myself. Man, I probably don't have one. Yeah. Oh, Not Sure is actually putting something. If I had $600,000 to my name and I passed away, I most certainly would not give that money to DangIT Productions because everyone would think, do you even know these random strangers on YouTube? All right, that's a pretty good one. That's actually really good because the rationality, though. Here, let me mark you down and let me see if you'll win for this one. Not Sure puts DangIT Productions. I mistyped that, but that's totally fine. Because strangers. Do you know them? Maybe I want to just change that up. Yeah, do you know these strangers? All right, that's been added. If I could, I'd buy Rocket League. It looks like it's worth it. It's definitely fun, and I've done streams of them before on Twitch. Yeah, I did. And, well, actually, I did one on YouTube as well, but that was before I even got a good handling of, like, how to set up a good stream, bit rate-wise and everything. Puck Girlie's back, eating pizza, still having that account hacked, I see. Still using the other one. Let's see. What if Nolan started his own reaction channel in Carolina? Boy, I'd be steaming. Well, here's the thing. Nolan is very well known, or at least very well knows the whole thing with reactions and whatnot. So, and I think he's talked to me about that before. But, you know, the idea was that he would want to do, I'm not sure how much he wants me to talk about it. But actually, you know what? Not so much that. It's just that, like, he was thinking about, I think he mentioned in Discord, what if I don't even remember when he mentioned this, but to do reaction channels, he would do it on Facebook and he wouldn't show the footage at all. It would just be him watching it and such, and that was it. It would just be showing his face, just watching the thing, just him responding and whatnot. And, that's totally fine too. Who disliked? Joshua, I'm sorry, it was me. I disliked this. That'd be interesting. I was thinking about discussions and reactions and whatnot. Well, at some point we might just end up doing stuff like that, a full reaction to something. But we do have discussion thing like established with showing some content followed by commentary and then showing more content following by us discussing that content. And as far as I know, everything's okay right now. Although I might be saying that because of the fact that we're not monetized anymore, or at least at the moment. And based on what YouTube's been doing nowadays, I think it would actually be better if I actually enabled monetization again, because it messes up with the end template that you guys see in every DangIT Plays type of deal, and as well as discussions DangIT. So I think I want to try to go back to monetizing the channel, and then I'll finally understand the struggles that people have with doing all the monetization on YouTube and trying to earn money as much as they can. Zane, why you gotta be such a dick about this? What if Gabe and Steven Nolan created their own YouTube channel and aren't telling you about it? Well, if it's literally a ripoff of what I do here, then obviously I'd have to raise alert signs with that. Otherwise, if it's just them doing stupid things, then it's okay. Well, then again, we do stupid things too. Specifically, if they do something that's completely different from DangIT Productions, I'm totally fine with that. I mean, Gabe has his own YouTube, and he plans on doing something with it. Well, I say that did he mention it before? He was gonna do something for the fact that, and kind of emphasize the idea that he doesn't make YouTube videos and whatnot, but he definitely has Twitch. He also has a Mixer account, so that's his thing. So it's very similar to DangIT Plays and me doing stuff on Twitch, but it's its own thing, and that's totally fine. Mark would say I know about Zane. Poop. Oh, poop. Says Buck. Oh yeah, I never really put a title to this podcast, did I? Yeah, I will put down $600,000 to the title, because it still pertains. It still pertains to the podcast. It's just a different context when you actually think about it. Speaking of the 600,000 money and podcasts and live streams and whatnot, I know that Markiplier is actually doing a live stream right now. He's doing a charity event. And he's playing. Last time I checked, it was Players Unknown Battlegrounds, and that was actually, again, I think I've mentioned it before. I feel like a lot of these asides I make is just about me saying oh, I remember saying this or that, but I've been really intrigued by seeing people play Players Unknown Battlegrounds, and to be honest, I'm actually genuinely interested in maybe play and picking up the game. Although I think, what is it? You can get it on Xbox One. You can also get it on Microsoft. Which reminds me of what I was going to do with Cuphead. I know I wanted to do that, but I'm not sure if I want to put it on my Steam account or do I want to just play it on my Xbox. And I think I came down with the decision that, I think honestly it would be better if I just put them just all on the Xbox, because of the fact that if I put them on Steam, that means my computer would have to be running that at the same time. It had to run the recording stuff, so it might end up being too much for it to actually handle that. So if I had just have the Xbox running the game and then I just focus the computer on recording stuff, it'd be much better that way. And I think that might be one of the reasons why someone would actually have an Xbox in these days. Because to be honest, because Microsoft is closely tied in with Xbox One, in fact that it's pretty much the same thing, and there's also Steam, it's just like you might as well just go with PCs because it's more convenient. But I know that people do prefer like using a controller versus, and I point over here because this is where the Xbox One controller is. It's just better with the controller versus sometimes with a keyboard. People say, it's been a long time since I've actually done anything game wise on keyboard, except for like emulators back in the day. Have you seen Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge? You should do a series on it. What kind of motherfucker do you take me for? I'm just kidding. But here's the thing with the Bridge series and doing discussions and reactions on them. What do you really get out of it? Because sure, people are saying like, do Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge, and if it's just like a plain old reaction to it, it's like, haha, this is really funny and stuff like that. But you can't really derive this true discussions out of it, right? Unless Dragon Ball is kind of different because of the fact that you can always hypothesize power levels and seeing if this would work with this. But I feel that the guys at Team 4-Star are very well aware of what that kind of stuff can do, what they can do, or what every character can do. They're very well versed in the knowledge of Dragon Ball and the entire universe behind it, that they would mention it. I don't know. Nowadays when it comes to people suggesting, do a Bridge series on stuff like that, it's so weird. It's kind of the idea of like, hey, doing a Ruby Chibi reaction and do discussions on it. I'm like, but why though? When it's just supplementary things to consume, and there's not really much you can really get out of it, unless the series was really good with it. Then yeah, I'm just like, what's going on? Spyro Link fans all saying, Justin, I got hi Justin, hello Spyro. I got loads of house flies in my house. Yeah, we used to have that too, but we've done a pretty good job taking care of that. So I'm grateful for that. Josh was suggesting a series on Players Unknown Battlegrounds, not another reaction. I've seen the comments in your old reactions, and I don't want more reactions. Yeah, you're not you don't like the whole react to this, react to that, react to this, react to that type of thing. I don't like that either, but I do like when people get really excited and are like, oh, I love when this is a thing. I love this part of this. Like, oh, this person's a badass or something like that. It just kind of brings people together when they want to talk about things that we're talking about, or they provide feedback. But I don't really like people just leaving comments about react to this, react to that. Or at least the fact that majority of the comments back then were suggestions to do this or do that. Whew. I don't know why that just got me going. Whenever you guys talk about reactions, I always have to go off on it. That just seems to be the common norm right here. Let's see. Zane asks, this is actually a general question. Do you prefer digital copies of games or physical? Used to be physical, but if I have a good amount of expansion on the memory size of like whatever it is, like the Xbox One, maybe not the Xbox One because you can only put a few games, mainline games in there before it just gets packed. Kind of same thing with the Switch. I would prefer digital. But if the size is not big enough internally, for example, Switch only has 32, and these games can be at the maximum like 12 to 24 even, then yeah, physical copies. Just go physical copies and leave the rest of the internal memory for DLC or whatever. And when you have a computer, you kind of don't really have much choice in the matter unless you have like a separate hard drive. My 3DS has I think a 32 gig, or yeah, it has a 32 gig, and that is just, it's so much. It's so much for that little thing that I can go digital if I wanted to. And I did a couple digital ones. I have a couple of free to play games downloaded onto the 3DS. And as far as actual games that I've downloaded, it would be, what was it? Gunstriker? Was it Volt Striker? Gunstriker? It's been a while since I played that game, but yeah. No, it's Azure Striker Gunvolt. I have that just downloaded on there, and I also have Fire Emblem Echoes as well downloaded. Let's see. People are saying this. People suggesting stuff. This is cool. And it's cool that what I'm saying is like, it's cool that people are saying a whole bunch of other things in here, and it's like just kind of read it off, and it's all part of this like little small community. I love that. Anyway. Yeah, what was this? What were people saying? Like, Spyro, someone. Thanks, you're welcome. Da, 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 da. And yeah, y'all didn't react to it. People would kill y'all. Yeah, in a roast way. I would do digitals because I lose all my games if I didn't. I guess so. But then, like, what happens if you lose the mainline console? Like, if you lost your Switch, because that's probably the most likely console that you would lose, because that's something you can take portably. But I guess it depends on like where you keep your stuff. If it's just like something that sits at your house, then digital might just be fine. Excuse me. Mark says, I would talk more, but my creativeness is focusing on this logo. All right, cool. Not sure, suggest DangIT Productions plays. Wait. Since you're a filthy Xbox player. Oh, okay. First of all, I need to know what that is. Oh, is that? This is the PlayStation 2 emulator. I just play Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D and Pokemon on my DS. LOL. Hey, I mean, Pokemon's always a staple. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is, well, I mean, people like their Yu-Gi-Oh! What if half the people here are just Gabe, Nolan, Steven, and I, and they were just trolling you, saying what's with the dickish comments? Also, I know that's not for certain because that's not sure, or that's not happening because I know a lot of these people. So if that were the case, I would totally fall for it if there was so many other people, but because it's just like the regulars here, then there's no way that's happening. I mean, there's no way. There is a way, but just very inconvenient for the person trying to commit the prank. Ashadow says, when you only have $20 and the BVB and Linkin Park short costs $22. I'm not sure what that means. Or shirt. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, sometimes merch can be quite expensive. Although, yeah, I was looking at the charity thing that Markiplier is doing, and one of the things you could do to raise money is just to buy some of their shirts. One of them is a Letterman jacket, and that's cool. It's $60, but I'm not really down with buying clothes that are that expensive, although that's going to be the thing that's going to happen later on if I want to always like improve on my look, like clothes wise and fashion wise. This is just like a very simple like $10, $15, $20 shirt, and then shorts are actually expensive. What the hell? Shorts at like $30 is like, what? And then 50 is like, oh no. All right. Let's see. Yeah, it's a PS2 emulator. But we already have a PS2. You guys have seen us play Kingdom Hearts on it. Joshua, oh wow, you're right, but mine is on the dresser where I can see it all the times, but it's a PS4 because I'm broke. As you said, filthy Xbox player, about to smack a bitch up. Let's see. Psst, says not sure. Infamous Second Son, free on PlayStation Plus. Also, Metal Gear Solid 5 on PlayStation Plus. It's free right now. Well, we have Metal Gear Solid 5, although I don't really feel interested in doing a Let's Play on that. It'd just be something I'd play on my own time, although maybe I'd just put it on Twitch or something like that, but I'm already playing in the middle of it, so yeah. Gabe, you triggered my trap card in America. I mean, Justin. Also, PlayStation supports anime Japanese games more, and they're better than any crappy sports Madden NFL game. You know what? Well, to each their own, but I have to say that a lot of anime games, Sword Art Online, are pretty bad. Well, actually, maybe it is just Sword Art. Maybe Sword Art is just the bad one, and then everything else is either okay or they're great. Persona, although that's kind of anime. It's an anime game, though it doesn't really have much of an anime itself. Yeah, at least for now. Let's see. If I wanted to play sports, I'd be outside, not playing it on a game. True on that. Although I remember playing Mario Power Tennis, and that was really fun, and that just kind of naturally progressed me to, or it was a natural transition for me to actually play tennis in real life, and found that the game is a lot harder to play in real life than it is in the game, and I think it's we find that divide that people wanted to participate in these sports but aren't really physically capable of playing at a level that would be considered fun. So yeah, I kind of understand that to a point, to a certain extent. But yeah, I'm in so much pain. It says Ice. I want the short, yet I'm $2 short. Well, you gotta be patient. There's gotta be patience in here. Xbox is getting more anime games, says Mark, and we have Game Pass, and we have free games every month, and we have the most powerful console now. Bitch. Mark is right about the Xbox One X, although that hasn't come out yet, right? That comes out in October or November, I think. Oh, why do I know this stuff? Give me a second. It comes out November 7th. So that's a little after my birthday. That's cool. Although, dude, how about that $100 pre-order for the game? I guess it makes sense if you're someone who works and so you easily make up the $100, but for others, they can't do that. That's ridiculous, though. But I am happy about Xbox, and people are really investing in the Xbox One X. But yeah. Actually, you know what? There's actually some live streaming going on for Xbox right now that's on my Facebook feed. Someone's playing, it looks like Forza. That's interesting. But yeah, Not Sure saying Sword Art is the kid that everyone thought was cool, but they realized said kid was crap. Well, yeah, I have to agree with that. Just from the perspective that I see now, but if you watch it and compare it to other things, it definitely feels like the kid who ran the farthest in the first 10 seconds, but then died down like afterward while everyone else caught up, ran ahead, and are way too far away from the kid. Joshua says, if I had $600,000 to my name, I most certainly would not give that money to PETA because I love hamburgers. That's actually a pretty good fucking good one. All right, Josh, I'm going to put you down for that one. PETA, comma, Love hamburgers. That's actually a pretty good one, not gonna lie. That's chance like, you're a funny guy. That's why I'll kill you last. Goes limit breaker form. Yeah. Grab the popcorn. Limit breaker versus hand better than Goku versus Jiren. Hold on. Actually, you know what? I do want to see the latest lineup of things for stuff. Although I think Dragon Ball Super doesn't come out until later, so that's probably not going to happen. I probably won't be able to see that until later. As I slowly scroll down, you can definitely hear the mouse now. And I think with My Hero, actually, yeah, we have what I think is the last episode of season 2. So they're gonna go on a hiatus after this, which I'm kind of sad about. But yeah, but I'll have to see it for myself. But it looks like there's already a green light for season 3, according to IGN. So we'll just have to see. Right now, I'm just on Crunchyroll right now just to see if anything has any lineups and stuff. Oh God, I did not need to see that. There was an ad display on Crunchyroll. You know how they have it on the right side? They'll have like, oh, figurines and whatnot, and some very suggestive stuff. They now just showed pillow covers for New Game. I don't know. I'm not sure if you guys have noticed that, but it's a show that I have watched and I actually connected to because it was all about the workplace and whatnot. But God, when they have to sexualize the characters, no, I'm not about that. But yeah, I'm looking to see if there's any news on My Hero on Crunchyroll, because I have to admire what Crunchyroll does as far as keeping people on the news on like these things happening as far as anime news. And Verve is what we're subscribed to right now, but it's basically kind of catered to just showcasing the shows instead of like any news backgrounds with it, because it covers so many things. All the channels like Crunchyroll, Funimation, Rooster Teeth, Cartoon Hang. Oh, by the way, I have to really see if Rooster Teeth is actually going to be, or at least if Verve is on the same wavelength as Rooster Teeth when showcasing the Ruby episodes. See if they release the new episodes along with them, or is it just exclusively Rooster Teeth that shows the first episodes first, and then every other contributor would be. Every other third party would only get like later, like a week later. There's Shudder, there's Mongo, Tested, Geek and Sundry, Nerdist, and Verve Select, which is pretty much their recommendation on shows individually. Anyway, that's pretty much what Verve's got showing. My Hero Season 3 hype already. It's been confirmed, says Zane. Okay, that's good. Justin, aren't you reading the manga? I'm not. Like, I read bits and pieces of it. I read apparently one of the latest chapters from My Hero, and so it might be spoilerish, but the fact is I don't really know the context of why everyone's fighting and stuff like that, so that's fine for me. But otherwise, I don't really read the manga like exclusively, or like not exclusively, but I don't read it every single damn time I get to have the opportunity. I'm not like Anaya who reads One Piece mangas the moment they come out. I used to be like that with Naruto for sure, and then the series ended, and I don't really watch too much Boruto stuff because it feels so far ahead, or at least the anime sees so far ahead, and I think I want to prefer to the anime's art style versus this new guy's art style. I'm just not a big fan of it, although it's good. I do want to see Goku versus Jiren, though. That is something, following up with Mark's other comment. Remember, everyone, unless you're Goku, Vegeta, Topo, Jiren, or Hit, everyone is irrelevant, and no one cares about every other character. Jesus Christ, not sure. And Mark's saying, like, they're ending My Hero perfectly, the way they need to end this season. Wow. Gotta go to work. See you, Justin. So, all right, goodbye, Zane, who's probably already gone. Man, people working on Saturdays. Jesus. Josh was saying, I'm just saying, I love your background with Goku, and says, I'm just saying. I haven't seen My Hero yet. You owe it to yourself, Joshua. You owe it to yourself. Everyone owes it to themselves to watch that show. Because the first two episodes will well you up with tears. They get you invested just right off the bat. God, it's a good show. It's good ass television. Haven't seen My Hero. Yeah, fix that. Yeah, everyone's saying like, yeah, watch it. I will, but I'm 12 and I have no money, so I can't on Crunchyroll. What do you mean? You could totally watch it on Crunchyroll. You have to deal with the ads, sure, but come on, dude. You owe it to yourself. I mean, yeah, you can watch it. There's just like ads, but it's totally worth it. I mean, you got like, it's all listed here. I'm looking at it right now. Like, look at that. You can watch the first episode for free right now. Although that's not going to happen. You can watch it right now. I totally closed it the moment that happened. It's as simple as that. Manga's amazing, especially the current arc because, but I'm not gonna really spoil it. But yeah, thanks. Joshua is a big fan of My Hero. You should check it out. Second episode, I was this close to crying. I was crying, my dude. The whole aspect of like when you instill someone with courage and self-belief, it's a magical thing for me, and just always makes me cry. Ibrahim's here. I'm back. Big Green. It wouldn't let me, but I'll try again. Oh, is it about the JavaScript thing? Or like it requires you to download something? Yeah. Take care of that. You, again, owe it to yourself to watch My Hero. You owe it to yourself. For a minute, I thought the Xbox controller was on. I was like, whoa, what? Okay. Hold on. Oh, we've been at it for an hour. I still feel good to go. I feel like our conversations are still going pretty well. Uh-oh. Accidentally closed the live stream page, dashboard, if you will. Yeah, let me just jump back into that. Give it a little bit. There we go. Yeah, right now the live stream chat's like loading up for me, so it's gonna take a while. Oh, okay. Anything else I wanted to talk about? Nothing here. Well, yeah, I did bring out the keyboard and the mouse. Oh yeah, there is something I do want to show though. That well, there's a lot of people chatting still. Filled with determination, says Ibrahim. So yeah, I'm slowly building a lineup for all these backup stuff for my computer. So I got these two keyboards, right? This one was from work that I requested IT to just replace it, and so yeah. So they told me to just like, you can throw this one away, and I'm like, well, I'll hold on to it because it's not absolutely broken. It's just delayed on the 10 key part of it. And of course the mouse is still good, it's just really loud. So I'm slowly building up backups. The idea is that if I ever have like some kind of if I ever like build a LAN party like at a new house, that I at least have that as backups for people to play as they don't have their own. But yeah. Abraham says, dang it, watch Dragon Maid please on Crunchyroll. Well, here's the thing. I've already watched it. I've already watched Dragon Maid, and it's definitely a slice of life. It's also very moving, as per slice of lives that are good usually are. Well, actually, I can't really define what a good slice of life is, unless it really isn't slice of life. I don't know. I do like Dragon Maid, though. It's nice. I cried when SpongeBob got a splinter. It's just so sad. What kind of old man cries over spilled tea? Or at least that's what Iroh was like. I know I'm just crying over spilled tea, but it's just so sad. Yeah. Another part of that show, Avatar: Last Airbender, that made me cry like so hard was the episodes in Ba Sing Se, which showed every single little short from Aang to Iroh. I think Iroh was the last one, and his was, that hurt. Rest in peace, Mako. God, that hurts, dude. They really did. They did wonders with that show. Dragon Maid, in a nutshell, is big boobs. I actually have to disagree with that, because it's troporific. Don't get me wrong, but it was always about Toru and how do I not remember the main character's name? But it's about those two. I always feel so. Yeah. Frankly, says Master Hand, I love my own Dragon Maid. I think we'd all want a Dragon Maid. Mainly because she can do everything a maid can, but faster. But she has loyalty towards her person who, Kobayashi. Thank you, Miss Kobayashi. That's the name. It's part of the title, Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Although we refer to more as Dragon Maid. Actually, right now, as far as things I've been watching on Verb specifically, although I think you can watch on Crunchyroll as well, but I've just been watching a certain series. So I finished up with a certain magical index, both 1 and 2, and I'm in the middle of Railgun, the second one. So I'm just trying to get those under my belt so I can be part of the conversations that happen elsewhere, because that seems to be a fairly influential show, although not a lot of people watch it, but there's definitely moments in that series that kind of really make you think about stuff. Massan's going on, continuing. She can do everything a maid can. Loyal to you, will destroy an entire country upon request. What more could you ask for? Although Kobayashi's not really down with that. It's just like, In fact, she was like, nah, I don't really, nah. Josh was turned on by the fact that I just said, can do everything a maid can, but faster. Ravioli, don't loot the dragon lolly. Yeah, I agree, don't loot it. Because though she is older than what she seems, we still assume her age just by how she behaves, which is like, a 6-year-old, 8-year-old. And we should just keep it at that, please. Please. Even though she herself probably understands like sexuality more than Kobayashi does. Or at equal like level. And then, God, I remember I'm still watching, at least I put it on hold, but I was watching the English dub for Dragon Maid. Just because it is a good show, and I do recommend it. But just hearing Toru just like talk to Kobayashi saying like, it's because I love you. It's like, yeah, well, you don't really use that term lightly. No, like, I mean, like, sexually. The fact she says it so bluntly, it's great. Hold on, I'm trying to remember anything else. I remember that, I don't know if you guys watched that free episode for Rooster Teeth first. It was their first weekend. and it'll just kind of showcase all the things you could watch if you have the first membership with them. I no longer have one, but you can still watch a lot of their stuff on Rooster Teeth as itself. But first members are able to watch this podcast specifically on anime, which is just called God, I'm trying to remember what it was. Although maybe it's on Verve right now. I know that I can watch, was it Day 5 there, but I don't think I can watch their other podcast series. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. That's sad. Just backwards compatible. Barbara has her own vlogs. That's something. Crunch Time, 11 Little Roosters. But there was one I forget. I think it's called Fan Service. Yeah, it's Fan Service. And they had one of the guys who voiced Bakugo, English Bakugo, on the show. And that was a kind of a cool thing. Yeah. I wish we were as popular enough to have like guest speakers here, but we can we can make a parody. We can have Jake Paul here. We can have who's a very controversial YouTuber right now. Probably someone we dislike and we would never really actually bring up. Probably not. But we will bring Jake Paul. We're gonna bring Jake Paul here, even if we're gonna have to fake it. Does Jake Paul have curly hair or like just messy straight hair? We can get David to be Jake Paul for a bit. A red-haired Jake Paul. There we go. Who just so happens to almost look like Seth Rogen. It's perfect. Yeah. Yeah, people are starting to get a little bit weird in the chat regarding Dragon Maids. I think this is the part where we need to stop. Yeah. Oh yeah. Throughout all of this, Gabe has not said a damn thing. For those of you joining us, Gabe was going to mention gay and fake in the chat and just like leave it at that, and he'd probably like drop out like he usually does. He'll say one word and just never say anything again. Kind of similar to what Andy kind of does at times. But I unmodded him and I put him on timeout. So I intercepted him. And you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm going to put him back on the mod listing again. Because I'm going to forget later. Yeah, let me put... Oh boy. It's going to be hard for me to find his YouTube channel. Yeah, okay, you know what? I'll just do that off camera then. Say, watch Gabe do it like right now at the end. We'll see. Hold on. Ibrahim says, 1,000 subscribers, I will make a song to stop the diss tracks. Holy shit. Can you really do something like that? I don't know, no. It's everyday, bro, with that cringe flow. Okay. Thank you, Joshua. Oh, wait. Before we end this podcast, actually, let me just announce the winners, or just a lineup of people who said stuff on the fill in the blank just down below. We had Mark, we had Andy, Midnight, Master Hand, Not Sure, and Joshua submit their responses. Mark initially said Steven and tacos. Andy said myself and you because of you. In addition, put my name because it's not my name. Midnight says dog because gambling. Master Hand says anyone because I burned it along with myself in a Viking funeral. In addition, said I would not give it to Crazy Hand because it's motherfucking Crazy Hand. Not Sure says DangIT Productions because do you know all these strangers? And Josh says Pita because I love hamburgers. A really good lineup of stuff here. But if I had to pick one, oh, it's so hard. Oh, Spiral Link, I'm actually kind of jealous of that. The Super NES Classic Edition yesterday. I'm actually kind of classic. I was classic. I'm kind of jealous, but this is tough because okay, I want to say I love Midnight's response, which was, if I had $600 to my name and I passed away, I would certainly not give it to my dog because gambling. That's a favorite of mine. In addition, I do like Matt's Hand's reference to Crazy Hand because it's motherfucking Crazy Hand. I also like Not Sure's Productions. Do you know these strangers? But I also like Josh's because it's referencing PETA, and also I love hamburgers. That's tough. This is a tough lineup. You guys are making it tough for a guy to select a winner here. But if I had to pick one, something outlandish. That's tough, dude. Oh my god. I'm going with Midnight Suggestion. Congratulations, Midnight, you won. Because it's just, there's so much to suggest in that one. If I had $600 to my name and I passed away, I most certainly would not give that money to my dog because gambling. All right, guys. I think we can end it here. All right. It's always the hardest part of this podcast is just saying goodbye, but we'll be back next week. We're gonna see something about Cuphead as far as recording or doing live streams or both. Really, just both. And anything else I want to discuss? Oh yeah, Mark, just get back to me on the whole channel art or the logo thing for DangIT Plays. We'll see what we do with that. Anything else? I don't know if there was anything else. I feel like there was something. Oh yeah, My Hero discussion episode 24 or whatever, 25. Yeah, I'll get to that after this. I'm not sure if I'll be finishing that today or maybe tomorrow, but we'll also do our discussion on the latest episode, pretty much finishing off the season, and also Dragon Ball, also Boruto, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, we'll just end it here. Yeah, we'll end it here. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this live stream of DangIT Podcast episode 173. My name is Justin. See you guys in the next one. # bye, everyone. I still have the Xbox controller right here still.